This is the Music Storm podcast where we discuss so many angles from artists, producers, to listeners, but with the main interest with the music industry as a whole. Today we have Liam joining. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I'm feeling good today. I just got off work and like I was freezing in that cold today, so I'm feeling
Ye-
nice now that I'm inside just chilling.
Yeah, I did. What is it? Shoveling just like what is it? A couple hours ago, and I'm like, I need a shower right away, and it's
I
so bad out. It's
uh I was like complaining about like just my walk from like my car to like the store, and I was just
mhm,
like, "Oh, not okay."
not okay. No. So some of the listeners probably don't know you, of course, Liam. So like,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who like
just
it's just
okay.
like this dude.
It's just some dude, he's just some
He's
random
just
guy.
friend hanging out. Yeah, I'm I do a couple. I do a lot of
Mhm.
multiple. I do an array of things. But mostly I drum in bands in the scene.
Mhm.
Uh, I have a couple projects. Memorial Brigade being my main project right now. Kind of working with me and a lot of talented musicians.
Okay.
And then I also play drums for uh, an indie artist named Tuva Bergstrom.
To Bergstrom. What's
Yeah,
that? What's that? Okay. Tell me a little bit about that.
she's a really interesting artist. I love her songs. But she's kind of like an indie pop artist, I would
Oh,
say,
okay.
or at least that's what I would clarify it as. And yeah, she needed some drums, and she was like, "Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "I mean, sure, I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to." So I was like, "Yeah, sweet." And so we just started jamming, and felt right, and we had a pretty good show, I think,
It's
or at least
good.
one show so far.
Only one show. Damn. You,
Yeah,
you need to have more shows in the back burner.
yeah,
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about
exactly, exactly. I don't have the job yet.
it. It's a work in progress. It's slowly
Yeah,
getting
yeah, it
there.
hasn't happened quite yet.
Hopefully, hopefully. So let's go to start at the beginning, Liam. What got you into music? And I know that I think you have a hip hop thing that you do on the side as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of it's mixed between electronic music and hip hop,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more just like hip hop like influences, like
Okay.
kind of like some like the 808s and like the like 16th note rhythms that like a lot of like hip hop uses. Like that's usually what I tend to like derive my like inspiration from. But yeah, like I kind of do that stuff on the side because
Yeah.
like funny enough, like I started producing before I even drummed. Like
Oh.
I've been producing for a very long time. Like and it's because I just used to be into like electronic music. Like Dead Mouse was like such like a huge inspiration to me. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. It was like such a huge obsession with like wanting to like make music like him. So I was like you like messing with Ableton since I was like a little kid.
Wow.
Um and like just like developing like interesting music like that. I had always been in drum lessons. It made sense to just keep on doing music. So
Dang.
um yeah, that's like kind of like my kind of like origins.
The
I
origin
was
story of Liam.
yeah, I always just loved listening to music. That's kind of it. Like at a young age, my dad always showed me like concerts too. Like
Yeah.
he was a huge like metal fan, like Iron Maiden and
Mm.
stuff like that. So like obviously, huge influences growing up. I listened to like bands like Rat and like Black Sabbath and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah, the hard stuff. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like kind of like bands that were like like my dad's like cup of tea, and like I like some of them still, but I mean it's what got me into like rock and other stuff that I do now.
Yeah. Yeah. So like your influences were like the hard metal stuff and everything and that. So like how'd you find I guess these bands and everything in the scene and just found a niche for yourself, I guess, Liam
I don't know. I honestly,
then?
I've always just like kind of gone with the flow. I've like we especially with Memorial, like the stuff that we've done, like it was kind of just like we loved playing music together because like me, Nick, and Zach were like tight. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure probably like when you interviewed DOS, he was probably saying the same thing. Like it was us kind of like we were tight, and then we asked a couple people to come play with us because like we're like really good friends with Derek, and like Jordan's obviously always
Yeah.
been around hanging out with us because she's Zach's sister. So
Mhm.
I mean, we were like it just kind of made sense to like do the band thing, and then like one day Nick was like, sign us up for a gig, and we kind of just started like meeting people through there. And I give most the credit. Like this is like I'm going on record and not saying like like when it comes to meeting people and being such a nice, genuine person, like Nick does such a huge job of that. Like he's a
Mhm.
very like opening, welcoming guy. And I just I gotta give a shout out to the homie because like
Shout out to homie Nick.
he's a really good dude, and like I think he's helped us a lot with like meeting new people because
Yeah.
nothing wrong with everyone else, but sometimes we can just be a little like shy-ish, and Nick is very like outgoing, and he helps us meet new people.
Well, yeah, you need that in a band. If you don't have much outgoing people, that's not gonna go out well for
Yeah,
collaborations or meeting with
well,
other
exactly,
bands and
and
that.
he's and exactly he's plus he's just like he's a solid dude. So I mean, it's just he's been like helpful with like us growing and like being more comfortable just doing stuff
Yeah.
like on stage, and I think he's like helped just overall with like the writing and the direction we're going in
Hmm.
now too.
That's good. That's
But
good. It's a good direction. So like,
I hope that
what?
answered your question.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
Okay. Let's go to like go back a bit. Go back to the very very beginning. So like, of course, you got influences from your dad and everything. How did you pick up an instrument and everything? How did that first go about then?
So and I guarantee you, if Emily Reese is listening right now, sorry I called you up by name, uh she's probably gonna immediately know the answer to this. Originally when I was young, my parents signed me up for like music lessons,
Hmm.
and I never really picked up drums per se.
Okay.
I started playing guitar, and I couldn't like quite get the rhythms at all. um it was like my hands couldn't quite figure out what I wanted to do, and like even the songs I learned, like I didn't feel like right playing it.
Yeah.
And in the same room that I would take these lessons in, there was like this big drum kit on like a huge like stand, and my teacher would occasionally like go and leave for like just to get a coffee and like get his notes prepared and stuff like that. And like while he would go do that, I would like go sneak on the drums and like start like playing like a beat and
Oh.
stuff like that. And I was literally like Queen, like stomp stomp clap stuff. Like it wasn't
Oh
like
yeah.
anything amazing, but it was just like stuff like I remembered like hearing when I was like a kid. And I used to do that all the time, and until one point the guitar teacher was like, okay, like you clearly don't like guitar, just do drums. And that's when I started like picking up drums. And for a while I wasn't like really focused on it. It was much more when like I got to high school, like when I started actually like improving and
You start
getting
the band
like,
up and everything. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like started getting better and stuff like that. It started giving me a reason to practice too, because I mean, for me, like I've always liked playing it. Sometimes I found myself like not practicing as much as I should when like I don't have a goal in mind.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I did a guitar class in high school and everything. It was like I forget what year. I think it was grade 9 or 10 and everything. And I just tried to pick it up and everything. And I just could not remember anything to do with the keys and just my hand gestures and everything. The only thing I remember from guitar lesson from school and everything was just basically G and E minor. That's all I still remember.
Like
That's
literally,
it.
like you got the basic chords
The
down though. Like,
basic, that's all I got because it's like I tried F, it's just like it's too hard with the fingers moving them, and
like I'm gonna
C
be
and
honest, like especially like when I see like really good guitarists, like my
yeah,
mind always gets blown. Like how does your brain work that
yeah,
fast?
yeah.
Like I just don't get how it always feels like it's just some magic to me. I don't
I
know.
know, right?
And well, and it's like for me, like a lot of like my playing just comes from my feel and stuff like that. Like I just like
See what
it's always
works.
like drums that like because I always like to use like inspirations from different artists in my playing, and I always love like grabbing from like cool songs I like. Like I use there's a couple songs where use some like smells like Teen Spirit fills. And
Okay.
like it's just like songs like I like using like little like nods to, and like
Cheat
it's
your
just
way with it. Okay.
yeah, it just makes my playing like a little bit more fun too. I don't know. You can call me a rip off artist. I don't know, but like
I'm just gonna be in the next show. Yo, that's from Team Spirit. How could you?
you monster.
You
But
monster.
like yeah, I just love like using that type of influence in my playing. It makes just overall like having fun with the guys like even better.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more fun, makes it more enjoyable, and you want to continue more into drumming. If you don't have fun with it, then why even pursue it in the first place, right?
Well, exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, it's all about just consistency, I think.
yeah.
Like I always come back to it at some point. So, I mean, that's the main thing.
I hope one day you don't just drop drum. Well, do you think you'll drop drumming at some point or no?
No, I
No.
think I just love doing it so much. It
Mhm.
it really does like I don't know. You can call it a hipstery, but it does act like a therapy in a lot of ways, especially like the way it gets out like a lot of like angers and stuff like that. Like you can go like focus on something that requires like your body completely like doing a bunch of rhythms in unison. So it kind of like has always been like a good place to like go to like focus and put my energy into and made me feel like more productive.
Yeah. Nice, nice. I like that. So, do you think you could get better as a musician, like for drumming? I guess yes, practice and everything, but with your other projects and everything, how do you think you could achieve getting better as a musician or just producer or anything like that?
Well, you know what? Like I got so much to learn.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, like at the end of the day, I mean, I have you can always be learning something. Even like the most experienced people know that there's always more to learn. I think for me, I have like the stuff I like playing, but I still have tons of work to do when it comes to like how clean I play my stuff and how like I set up my drums and there's still some stuff I do that are like kind of like amateur mistakes, but I mean whatever. It's not like a huge deal. It's more about having fun playing, and
yeah,
I just enjoy like having like a good time. I think a lot of people take music very, very seriously and think like you need to be like super serious all the time. Like we are like here to do music, but I mean at the end of the day, like it's a fun time. People are hanging out. It's
yeah,
not like you should always be focused on like the little details.
yeah. You're making music for other people to enjoy, and if you're enjoying it, that's the main thing out of being a musician.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's just like you're just having like a good time. Like I mean, people don't really notice mistakes unless like you really make a big scene out of it, and like other than that, no one really cares. I think
unless you want to make a big scene out of it, like
yeah, exactly. Unless it's part of the act, and then that's like just
yeah.
some genius shit.
Oh yeah. I
Some
can't wait for the
Kanye shit
next
right there.
Hmm? What?
It's some Kanye shit right there.
Yo, the next show that I see, oh, Liam just breaks the drums. I'm out of this shit.
Oh, I would totally pay to levitate out of a building one day.
Oh.
Like, okay, wait. Do you know what I'm talking about when Kanye levitated out of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium? I would love to do that one day.
What's the writing process like for your music? I guess with your solo stuff as well with bands that you worked with. Like, do you do anything special at all?
Well, you know what? Like, a lot of the writing comes from us just sitting down and jamming it out. I mean, I'm always there for. I think a lot of the balls get snowballed from like Zach and Nick writing guitar riffs and
Yeah,
us kind of going around some good guitar riffs. I mean, I always like sitting down with Nick while he's like writing it anyways because we're like me and him have been chilling for like 18 years. So I mean like we're always around each other really. So I mean at some point, he just starts coming up with an idea and then I'm like, "Oh, that would be cool if we did this." And then it
yeah,
kind of goes into like Zach sitting down with us and he'll be like, "Oh, it'd be cool if we did this," and it kind of grows from there. Or sometimes like Nick will come in with like a full idea, or Zach will come in with like a full idea, or Derek will come in with a full idea. I mean, it's a mixture between that type of stuff.
yeah.
But
You put your little input a little bit with the drums, of course. But yeah, yeah.
yeah, I come in, I just play the drums. I feel like
You're
the
just
writing
the
stuff.
drum guy.
Well, you know what? I dictate where the song kind of goes, but
Okay.
I don't necessarily like write the chords or anything like that. Just because I think Zach and Nick and Derek, they know so much about chords and how to play guitar really well. And I don't feel like the input I can give, unless obviously I have something in mind to change. I
Yeah.
you know I don't feel like I need to mess with their chord choices or anything like that too much. They
Yeah.
usually come with pretty solid ideas, and if the songs are good, I mean I don't want to mess with that. I think a lot of our songs sound really cool. So
Yeah. That's the main thing. And you don't want to mess with that.
Exactly. And like I still have stuff that I'm writing that will probably be used at some point. But I mean, as of right now, like the direction we're going in, just it has like a specific sound that's really difficult to write in. So I mean, it's if they have ideas ready to go, I mean, I'm ready to just drum.
That's good. That's good. I like that. What do you do when you're not doing music, Liam? So like, of course you have a job in that, but like, other than that, do you have like hobbies? Do you paint? Like, what do you do?
I don't know.
I don't know,
I don't know
man.
if I do that. Yeah, yeah. I do have hobbies.
Yeah.
I paint. Sorry if you're clicking, by the way. This is like a toy.
Oh, that's fine. I do
Yeah, I'm
that
using
with the
like
odd
this as a
time with
toy.
a little tripod here and there, so it's fine.
Okay, okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one because
Yeah.
like I was like I can't. But yeah, so I paint. It's like something I've really enjoyed doing for a couple, like I think 3 or 4 years now. I I've always been like someone that has doodled as a kid,
Huh.
but I never like started like painting until a couple of years ago because I just kind of started like I want to get out of my comfort zone in a weird way. Like shows at this point, for context, when I started doing it, COVID was around. So I don't know. At that point, it was maybe a year ago when I started doing like actual painting on canvas. But
Oh, okay.
it was when like COVID started hitting and we couldn't do shows. And I wanted to like start just putting myself like outside of my comfort zone to like I think it helps you like become a better like artist overall if you have to like think outside of the box in something that you haven't necessarily done before. So I mean, I just started painting, and then as I started painting, I really started like finding artists I enjoyed and started like kind of like using some of their influence, and it just became like this thing where I just did my own kind of like style. I don't claim to like have a bunch of knowledge on like different like techniques and like design styles, but I just like doing it because it's really fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, I the only thing is canvas is super expensive
Oh
and
yeah,
like
definitely.
and I have like in the time I started I have like easily how many paintings would you say I have? Carly's here, by the way. Like Carly
Hi,
can
hi,
come
Carly.
Hi.
Hi.
yeah.
Uh, I'd say that probably like 20 paintings in this room
Well,
alone.
well, yeah,
20?
but then, well, and that's not even including the stuff in the basement, which has probably
Oh
15
boy.
paintings each, and there's 5 boxes,
They don't. They're just
and that's not
everywhere.
including the mantles I made too.
Everywhere.
Mantle. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I made probably I'm gonna guess 65 to 75 paintings. I'm probably gonna guess there because I have a lot of the tiny ones too,
You
and
have little ones, you have big ones.
yeah, I made so much art I couldn't walk in my room, so I had to put it all in the basement because like I ran out of room, and I like my paintings a lot, so I don't really sell a lot of them, or if I do, I don't really like sell a lot of them. I just like my paintings, so but yeah, um, it's it's been something I like doing.
I'm surprised you don't sell your like I have a friend that does painting and everything. He loves to paint and everything, and he started to just sell his stuff actually this 2021 and everything, and he's been doing great for like selling and marketing and that. I could send you his stuff, but yeah, like honestly, I say if you love painting so much, yeah, start selling them, man. Get money's worth out of it, and so you can
Yeah,
buy more supplies, get painting, and that's the thing.
that is true. Well, you know what? I mean, I
Yeah,
enjoy doing it. I think my whole fear was like I was worried about someone just like breaking my stuff, and like not because like I think people are gonna like go out of their way to do it, but you know, accidents happen. You know, houses are houses. Sometimes an animal knocks it over. Sometimes like you know, someone accidentally spills something on it. Like you know that happens all the time.
yeah.
So I think that was one of my worries. But I mean, at the end of the day,
Well,
it's
like
not
if
like
you,
I need 75 paintings in my house.
well,
I
yeah,
think
that
that's
too.
some hoarder stuff. So I think I'm gonna probably sell some of them because I need some space. And I think like having a bunch of them in the basement isn't gonna make that better. Probably just gonna like
Just
make
yeah,
them worse.
leaving dust right there. Yeah, that's not gonna do anything, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I got them in trash bags, so they don't get dust.
That's not any better, man.
Yeah, they don't get air. They get trash bags. But you know what? There's no dust in there. I hope nothing gets under there like a spider. But I mean,
Or a mouse or something along those
well,
lines.
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't think Mouse is gonna mess up too many paintings. At the worst, that's like a couple. paintings as an L. I put them on a shelf. All right, we're getting sidetracked. I'm
We're
sorry.
getting sidetracked on that. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, sorry.
So, what do you suggest to someone that's trying to get into going back into music? What do you suggest to someone trying to get into music right now, Liam?
I think the main thing is just like enjoy like playing music first. Like find like the reason why you care about music
Yeah.
before you even get like listen to music. I think that's the main thing. Like just enjoy like doing the art itself, and
Mhm.
you'll eventually find like a reason to practice or a reason to keep on doing, you know, whatever you want. I just think you have to find that like passion first, and then you can go ahead. And I mean, for me, it took a while. Like it took like listening to music and appreciating like really good, well-written music until I was like, okay, like this is like something I want to do. Like this is something
Yeah.
I want to do. This would be cool to do. And once you have that passion, I mean, like you're gonna put in the work. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have like the same type of work ethic. As long as they love doing it, they're gonna keep on doing it.
Oh yeah, that's the main thing. Like if you have the work ethic and you put your mind to it, it's gonna make something out of it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
and I mean, like, especially like it's like with any art. I mean, like you can be like good at something and keep on doing other things, and like just like keep on learning too.
Well, yeah, you learn every single day on some. You at least learn something new every single day. I hope, but even with music, you learn something every single time you pick up an instrument. I think.
Well, yeah, I just like listening to like good music, and
Yeah.
I mean, and then once I started like actually appreciating it, I got a lot better at like practicing and getting better, and then
Yeah.
that's when you start like getting more outside of your comfort zone. And
Mm.
I mean, sometimes that's a good thing. And I was really privileged in the sense of the music lessons I had when I was growing up.
Yeah.
They put on like concerts every year, and like you'd have to perform in front of like all the parents.
Oh
And
yeah.
I mean, like that might be like a small feat to some people, but for like a 4-year-old anxious me, like that was like not okay.
Yeah. Not okay. Well,
No,
yeah.
that
I
was not okay. And like when I did it, like I was like so far like so like I couldn't get comfortable at all. I felt like I was like frozen. But like I just kept doing it, and the more I did it, the like better it got. Like, and now I just feel like I'm completely comfortable on stage. I don't really feel like worried at all. I just kind of like relax.
Yeah. Have a couple
But
drinks, then you're good. Exactly.
honestly, I just stay chill. I don't need, I usually I try to stay as sober as I can before shows,
Okay.
because like I always like, all right, if I'm like too fucked up, I'm gonna like make an ass of myself because I'm gonna play really bad. And there's like certain exceptions to that rule when it comes to shows, but I mean, for the most part, I could not do it. I would be too worried about messing up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
You
it,
just
it would no
drum.
longer be fun. It would no longer be
Oh,
fun.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, I was in what is it? When I was in elementary school, I did like those school plays and everything and that, and like,
Oh yeah.
oh geez, like 400 parents just watching you in the gymnasium trying to sing your heart out.
Yeah.
Nah, nah,
Oh my
nah,
god.
fam. Nah, fam. I hated that, and it was
I
terrible.
there's some moments where like I was like, this is like my light, this is my spotlight. I remember like when I had to dress up as an elf as like a little kid. That was like the
Are you
time of
serious?
my life. That's only because there was like a bunch of other kids on stage with me,
Oh
as
yeah.
opposed to like the drum lessons I had. It was just me and like 3 other people, so like they knew if I messed up.
Oh yeah.
But when I was like a little kid, and like there's like 14 kids that like kind of know the lyrics but kind of don't know the lyrics behind you, like it makes you a lot more comfortable.
It's the best part, and even when I was in
Yeah.
band too, it's like, oh, I'm in a band in a what is it, band concert and everything. I'm probably the only trombone player out of like 6 other players, so I could be like, okay, I'm just not gonna play the odd note here and there because
Yeah,
I know it's bad.
absolutely. That's what happened. I played trumpet in high school, but the reason why I say trumpet in high school is because it ended in high school, because I was just not good at it. I tried to be good at it, but it never happened
Yeah,
because I just for some reason cannot pick it up. I think I'm like during my time as like a trumpet player, I realized like the main thing about like band instruments is that I hate like wind-based instruments. It's
yeah.
just it's
Everyone
too
hates
much
the
it's too
winds.
much effort.
Everyone hates the winds, people. If you're a trombone player or a trumpet, any brass instrument player just hates the wind. Just
Yeah.
'cause
Also, it's
it's
just not as
sweet.
fun as like playing drums. So
That too.
yeah, it was just it for me. It was just not as fun.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, it was just not. I did not enjoy playing the trumpet.
Yeah. Heck with the trumpet. We don't need them.
Yeah,
So
I would always mess up and just
yeah.
like chill in the background. All right, sorry. Continue what you were gonna say.
So what are like artists that you hope to be working with in the future, Liam? Well,
I mean, honestly, just right now, I I just keep on keeping on. I just enjoy the projects I'm in, and right now, I think it's just I'm really good friends with everyone I'm playing music with. So
okay. That's
I think
good.
I'm content where I'm
You're
at.
content?
I hope
Okay.
that's a good answer, but I'm content.
You don't typically hear that from people. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I want to work with this artist. I want to like, yeah, I like that." That you're
Yeah.
the
Well,
first
you know what?
person I'm
Like,
like, "Yo, that's nice."
hey, first
Yeah.
person. Got it. I
First,
hope I don't look too red in this light, but
I
that's
look
all.
like I'm red, buddy, so it's fine.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
you know what? I mean, it's just the lighting. I feel like
Yeah.
if like I got some makeup on like that, like most like like Joe Rogan's definitely got some makeup dudes.
Oh, if Joe Rogan doesn't have makeup, then that's BS.
That's not me
Like,
endorsing him. That's just saying.
we're endorsing
Someone
Joe
that take it out
Rogan.
of context.
Joe Joe Rogan podcast. We're endorsing it on the small
Oh,
little Winnipeg podcast here.
oh God, no.
It's fine. It's fine. Wait, you got a
Um,
tattoo now in your arm now?
oh yes, I
Oh,
got
those are new.
another
Are those
one
new?
on my. Yeah. Oh God, why
Oh,
can't I get it out? There we go.
oh, jeez,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
It's pretty chill. I shout out Albert Street Tattoos,
Mm.
Draven Toes, A-tier tattoo artist.
Mhm.
She's done all my tattoos, you see, and she is very professional and like kind and nice to work with. And especially like when you have like a design that you really want, she's good at like capturing a good idea. But that's my shout out friend, homie, Draven Tattoos.
Good shout out. Good shout out.
Yeah.
Man. Might have to talk to her about. Might talk to you about a deal, maybe, possibly in the future.
Oh yeah, well like like she's like she actually has availability. I mean, obviously not now because
Oh yeah, COVID.
COVID,
COVID.
but I mean, when it's not like as bad, it's probably gonna be open.
Okay.
But we'll see.
We'll see. We'll talk. We'll talk. Any word on new music you have going on? Working on stuff with the band or other
I don't
stuff?
know. I don't know how like quiet D was about this, but oh by the way, when I say D, that's the guitarist
Yeah.
in my band. I don't know why I failed to mention that throughout this whole interview. Yeah, that's the guitarist in my band.
Yeah.
As or in our band.
Just quickly
It's
messaging him.
now
It's like, yo, is this
this is
fine
now
to
me.
talk?
This is now a solo project. In the band, his name is Derek.
Yeah,
D
Derek.
West. Yeah, when I refer to him with it, yeah. But yeah, that's when D West. Yeah. All right, I lost my train of thought.
Any idea if you could talk about like new music?
No, I don't know if
Okay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
he talked much about that, but yeah, we're writing stuff. We have
Mhm.
a lot of new songs ready to go. It's just finding time to record them, and it's very expensive, and we don't really have like
The
a
money
whole
and
like lot of a
that.
budget.
Yeah.
So right now it's just the unfortunate middle, but we want something with a really good outcome, like a good
Okay.
product.
Mm-hmm.
But like right now, if we just wait a little bit, save up some money,
Mhm.
and get like a really good production, I think we'll have some really good songs that will
Yeah.
sound cool. So unfortunately, right now it's just a limbo for Memorial,
Mhm.
and with Tuva, we just keep on jamming, and she always has kind of like new songs and new stuff she's working on, so it's
Mhm.
kind of just as fast as we can go.
Yeah, I like that. Well, it's up in the air. You could honestly confirm that there is like EP or album at least this year at all, or no?
I want to say yeah, but like
You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know. Like
Yeah.
this, it's so hard to predict the future right now.
Mhm.
Like especially with the producers that we work with,
Yeah.
or the producer that we work with. Like it's just one of those things where it's hard to find time where he doesn't want to get sick and everything.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah. It's
whenever we're able to, I want to say yes, though.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes.
You're gonna say yes. Okay, I'm
I'm
holding
gonna
you
say
guys.
yes. I'm gonna say yes.
I'm
I
holding
feel
you
like
guys in this, and then I'm gonna send this podcast December 31st. And if there's nothing, it's just like, wow, guys. Wow.
yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah, exactly. Someone's gonna be like, "Yo, you lied on the podcast,
Lied.
yo."
Yo, how could you, man?
It's not okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, yeah, I think we have all the songs ready to go. Really, it's just as fast as we can record them,
Yeah.
and hopefully get into the studio and do a good job. And
Okay.
again, it's also so expensive too that we're all very like we're all kind of broke. I'm not trying to like be like whatever. Yeah, we're all kind of broke, so
yeah, you
we're trying
guys
to
are-
like make some money.
You guys are 20-year-olds. Yeah, we're all
Yeah.
basically broke at this point right now.
Oh yeah,
Out of school, yeah, or in school too. Like all broke.
exactly. We're just mega broke, but we're trying to get some money. We have like like band funds and stuff like that we do. So like we try to like get some money every week from each other. So hopefully that adds up to some cash, and then we'll get into the studio.
Hopefully one day. We hope.
We hope. We hope. I hope. We want to do like shows to make money, but unfortunately
we can't right now.
got
Right?
canceled. But
yeah, that got canceled. I know you guys were supposed to do a show on the 14th, and that sucks. So
yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, again, it happens. It's not like it's not like the worst thing in the world. As long as people are safe, I'm fine. But
yeah,
it's gonna be more like difficult to raise money when we can't like do like public events and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, at some point we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to get some money. I'm sure. We're all like capable people, so we just gotta figure it out. But we'll have music at this point, at some point this year for sure.
some point. We're holding you to it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about artists getting into labels and such, Mr. Liam? Like the idea of music industry as a whole, basically.
Well, I think when it comes to that, you need to be cautious.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it looks shiny and glossy on the outside. Oh, I'm signed to a record label. Oh, that's very cool. Wow, I make no money from anything now. Thanks. Like that's objectively you're gonna make the most money when you're starting out just releasing stuff on your own, because why, like you're gonna waste so much time and effort trying to get out of that contract than just waiting for something really good to pop up. And if your music's good enough, something will.
Oh yeah.
I have a belief in that. I feel like if your art is generally good and you just are persistent, and like at some point you have to do it, because like I always quote this author, but Charles Bukowski. He's one of my favorite poets. He's written a book called The Last Day on Earth poems. And he's this really inspirational story of he was a writer his whole life, but he didn't achieve any success until he was 54. But he just kept writing books, and he kept on getting denied for a long time, until eventually people started realizing like the stuff he was writing was like genius, and like he did change the world in a lot of ways, and especially American literature. Like he's used so much, especially in modern movies. I mean, he's a really inspirational guy, and I think he's the living testament to like if you just don't give up, you can eventually go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I some people like want to be like the number one in the world. I mean that is going to be a bit hard, but making a career and like a living out of your passion, that's doable. That's totally doable. It's just you have to put in the work. That's the only thing. But yeah, that would be my answer. Just don't rush into labels or anything like that. It's just a lot of like stuff that when you're ready for it, it'll be natural. I feel like. And again, this is from someone that has no
label or anything. Yeah.
No label or anything like that. I that's just the gist of it that I get. But
do you think you guys want to go, or yourself or even the band wants to go into a label at some point, or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah? At some point. Well, just with helping with fees and getting like a tour bus and like all that stuff, like that would be
great. But you also have to look at it's basically a loan, so you have to pay it back though. Like pronto.
Exactly, you're working for that. You're working for that, and that is just to generate more publicity for the brand and everything. And I don't want to sound too businessy, but like that's essentially what it is. Yeah. You're just doing it for the band, and the band is like the business per se.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's a smart idea when you want to go on tour and like start raising money for like albums and stuff, but you have to have some ground first. You need to be making a certain amount of money before you
Yeah.
even think about doing something like that. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's on the path. It's just a little too early for me to say.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, I know you guys are independent and everything, so do you think like ours should stay independent, or they should, you know,
I think they should stay
stay?
independent for a little bit. I think you should, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're making the most money if you're just getting all the sales because you're doing all the work. And I
Mhm.
mean, most of the time, it's like your fan base is your friends and like your family and
Yeah.
people that just kind of start hearing about you, and that's all it really is. So I have staying like local and staying to your kind of like roots and like releasing yourself, that's just like a better idea for everyone, because
Yeah.
you start gaining an actual like fan base, and then once you actually start taking off a bit more, then I feel like then you start changing it up a bit. But
Mhm. Yeah.
again,
You don't
to
know
that,
any. Yeah. You
I
don't
don't
know
know
nothing.
shit. Please do not quote me. I don't know anything.
Yeah, it's just some guy off the streets is like,
I
yo, I'm gonna take this guy's advice from
This
this.
is like the most just like fuck. Like some guys are like, oh yo, who's this guy? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he drums? Cool.
Like, that's cool.
He's alright.
If you have listeners, fans remember you about one thing, Liam, what would you want them to remember you by?
One thing I want people, the listeners to remember me by.
Yeah.
Oh, the remember my long pauses. I would want them just to remember to like, I enjoy playing music, and that's why I'm on here. And I think people should just like, if you enjoy playing something or doing something like an art or anything, just keep on doing it, and something will
Yeah.
work out.
Something will
I
work out.
mean, and people might not think other people care, but if you keep on doing it, I'm sure someone will notice.
Oh yeah. That's good. I like that. I like that. Man, you're
So,
just
so
so
that's the end.
influential. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Thank you, thank you.
Mm.
I'm running for president. Actually, I'm
You mean Prime Minister? Get it right, man.
prime minister. Yeah. No,
Cutscene's
I'm
on,
actually
man.
American.
Oh.
No, I'm not.
It's all good.
I'm just lying.
Promote a small artist from, I guess, Winnipeg or Manitoba that you want people to check out.
Yeah, I'm from Minnesota.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
I know people from Minnesota. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
sweet. Yeah,
small artists
that's
or promote any small artists that you want the listeners to know, my guy.
Well, like there's so many bands I could give a shout out to right
Mhm.
now. So, I'll list a couple that I really like. Brotherhood and Co. Y'all are great. Y'all are homies. You've great shows together. Nothing but great shows. Nice professional group of guys. Grizzly Fate, my homie,
The homie.
aka the other guitarist in my band, Skelly. He is now the guitarist in Grizzly Fate. Shout out to him. He's a talented dude, and he deserves it. And I think those two are good shout outs.
Okay.
I think those are
Good.
those shout outs.
That's good shout outs. Okay. Shout
Yeah.
yourself out, Liam. What do you want the people to know about you? What do you got going on? Just tell people.
Right now it's right now I'm probably going underground a little bit more. I'm trying to just get some writing done with everything that I'm doing. A lot of stuff to practice for, so I'm just getting kind of like my bearings straight, and then I think at some point I'm gonna trying to do some more producing, releasing stuff that I like doing. But I think right now I'm just waiting for it to feel more natural, and it doesn't feel quite natural yet, so I have to wait. But
I like it.
yeah,
It'll be fun.
that's what I got going on.
Nice. Yeah.